if you get back into the history of squirrels in East Texas, and there used to be a ton of focus on them by game managers. Parks and Wildlife had a couple of the most incredibly insightful biologists they ever had. One was a fellow named Phil Goodrum, and then Dan Lay. And I'm sure that you may have heard of both of these men. But there was incredible amounts of research done on squirrels in the beginning of the 1930s, and showing, populations, what type of woods they needed, what type of range or habitat they needed, and and averages of populations per acre. And it's interesting to look at some of the stuff from Phil Goodrum and Dan Lay from back in the 30s. I looked up some old stuff from Mr. Goodrum, who I was lucky enough to meet later in his life. A squirrel eats about 2 pounds of food a week, according to Phil. And back then, his research showed that about 60% of their food were acorns. Now that's predicated on, acorns being available. But if acorns were available, they were about 60% of their food. Phil Goodrum found no pine seeds in any squirrel's digestive tract in the 1930s. Zero. Everything else, there was sweet gum and other things like that, but there were no pine. So that just tells you how important hardwoods, particularly mass-producing hardwoods, and soft mast as well as hard mast is important to squirrels. We saw just tremendous transformation of forest from, oak forest or mixed pine oak to softwood to pine production. And so of course you lost untold amounts of habitat to squirrels over the 20th century.